The Bitcoin death cross is happening right now, and in this exact video I will talk about the most important charts of Bitcoin. I will talk about why Bitcoin is right now not showing strength, while the general consensus is that a Bitcoin spot ETF is going to hit the markets. I'm going to talk about GBTC, why the discount is really running up towards the upside right now here, and of course I will talk about Binance, their 10th reserve audit report, and how much can we trust it since the auditor is self-verification. So I will be talking about this and many more important charts here. Don't forget to slap up that like button back above 300 likes on today's video. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the imminent short term for the price action of Bitcoin. And since it is right now once again weekend, we will be looking at the CME gap, and the CME gap got created around 25.9k. What is in this case definitely a little bit higher than usual, and that is of course a very nice CME gap in my opinion. Since we're right now trading below it, we're expecting that Bitcoin is going to hover around this price, and at the end of the weekend we will be expecting that Bitcoin is going to be trading around that CME close price. So yes, $26,000 is where I expect the weekend is going to be closing for Bitcoin, and in case that is not going to be happening, it's probably going to be happening on the beginning of the Monday. Also looking at Bitcoin, their patterns, we did saw yesterday a small little symmetrical triangle getting created, and after this symmetrical triangle got created, we broke down. Bitcoin had a big dump towards the downside, and after that we saw a significant new resistance and a new support line getting created. And basically what happened afterwards is that Bitcoin right now is still trading within this pattern, and we're expecting a breakout to be happening fairly soon here. The only difference is between this pattern on the top side and this pattern here on the lower side is right now getting created over the course of the weekend, and the other pattern was just on a Friday. So unfortunately I do not really expect a big move is going to be happening, since usually over the course of the weekend we tend to see Bitcoin just go sideways. So further on, looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hourly time frame, we can clearly see here we're just still hovering around this trend here. We're just going sideways, and basically not a lot of stuff is happening around this region. So yeah, I already talked about it yesterday, and nothing is really happening new. Also still creating a bullish divergence, nothing new happening here as well. We're creating one on the 12-hour time frame and also one on the daily time frame, what is of course definitely a very positive thing to see for the market. At the same time as well, we're creating that upward sloping support line on the daily time frame, and Bitcoin is once again retesting that exact level that we've been retesting for already the past 2 weeks here. And as long as we're holding back above this level, I don't really see a reason to really start to be panicking on the market right now here. One thing I am panicking about here is the Binance reserve audit, because Binance just released their 10th reserve audit, and according to this report, Binance hold the exceeding amount of the necessary customer funds. Given this, is there still a reason to doubt Binance? And I am definitely still doubting Binance. Why? Is because the auditor of this report is self-verification. So this is definitely a very interesting thing to be seeing playing out right now. And also a very important thing here is that the auditor responsible for Binance proof of reserve resigned from Binance and issued a statement advising against relying on their report, and then withdrew from the cryptocurrency sector entirely. So he thinks that there is something going on here with Binance and their customer funds. And yes, they're giving this reserve audit report, but since the auditor is self-verification, I'm definitely a little bit worried about it. And what we can also see here is that the Bitcoin customer balance is 588,000 Bitcoin, and the Binance net balance is 618,000 Bitcoin. But if we're then going to look at Glassnode, if we're going to be looking at CoinGlass, we can see that Binance is only holding 550,000 Bitcoin on their exchange. So this is definitely very interesting to be seeing here, because I do also trust this data from CoinGlass, and they are saying that Binance is only holding 550,000 Bitcoin, while their customer balance is 588,000 Bitcoin. So that is definitely a thing to be worrying about potentially right now in this market. So let's see how this is going to be playing out here, but I am maybe a little bit worried about what currently is going on here. They say they've got a 105% ratio, but I personally do not really believe that is truly a fact here in the market. So due to that, if you're holding all your funds and if you're only trading on Binance, I would still recommend to maybe start to go to BYBIT, because currently BYBIT is the only exchange that is actually still growing in their user base. So that is definitely a very interesting thing to take here. BYBIT is definitely also super reliable. It's a super user-friendly exchange. So if you're still holding all your funds on Binance, make sure to consider to shift around here. I'm not saying that necessarily Binance is going to fall, but there are definitely signs of worrisome here in the market. So if you're going to go to BYBIT, don't forget to go to the link description of today's video if you sign up a new account using this link right here, you will be able to claim a free $1,000 on Bitcoin or on XRP, and all you need to do here is deposit $100 and sign up using that link in the description. So with that being said, make sure to go to the link in the description to get your account right now here. So let me quickly explain what currently is going on here in the market. So first of all, the general consensus is that a Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be happening. But why isn't the market showing strength? So I believe that a Bitcoin spot ETF might not have a significant impact on the market immediately, but once a bull run comes, large institutions will have an entry to enter the Bitcoin market. But you have to understand that if large players are willing to be buying Bitcoin, they are not going to do it directly from the market, and that is potentially why the market isn't showing strength. But maybe what they are doing is buying GBTC, and that is of course this chart below here, and GBTC is currently on a 24% discount. And for the ones that are unfamiliar with what GBTC is or what this discount means here, is that currently you can literally buy Bitcoin for a 24% discount, but you can't directly sell it since it's still part of a fund. And this is exactly why they want to confirm to a Bitcoin spot ETF, so they can basically track the market on real time, and then that is also going to give them the opportunity to sell Bitcoins of their fund and not only buy them. So I think that speculators who believe that the Bitcoin spot ETF is going to come, they're just going to be buying GBTC, because if a spot ETF is going to come, your GBTC is also going to be able to be sold, right? And if you're literally buying GBTC right now here, you're buying it at a 25% discount. What means is that you're buying Bitcoin right now with $6,000 cheaper, so you're buying Bitcoin around $19,000 instead of $25,000, right? So yes, what I personally think here is that the big players in the market right now here are just buying GBTC and not directly Bitcoin from off the market, because yes, they can literally buy Bitcoin at a roughly 25% discount. And due to these dynamics, I expect GBTC to remain and possibly even revert in towards the premium before the ETFs are going to get introduced here. So this is a very important development, and yes, you have to understand here, a Bitcoin spot ETF is maybe not directly going to influence the market, because the market is always going to be pricing in what is going to be happening. So the current consensus is that a Bitcoin spot ETF is going to be happening, and if that is really the consensus in the market would have already priced that in, and currently we're not really seeing that, and due to that, I am definitely still a little bit worried. And at this exact moment as well, we're creating that death cross on the daily time frame. Is this maybe a time to be worrying for the price action of Bitcoin? We really have to be finding it out here. Currently on the daily time frame, Bitcoin is holding on towards support, and looking at the 3-day time frame, I think we're range trading in this region, and if we break this support, I think $21,000 is going to be next there. If you're looking at Bitcoin, the next halving is going to be already happening within 200 days here, and if we have learned from the previous halvings, we usually tend to see a significant rally in towards the halving. So let's see what is going to be happening this time around here. But of course, especially following year after the halving, we tend to see that very big bull market for Bitcoin getting initiated. So yeah, I'm getting pretty excited. Currently, Bitcoin is hanging at super important support. And on the bigger picture, I don't really see a reason to worry about Bitcoin. The only reason that I currently see to worry about Bitcoin is really Binance. I think really there is a big opportunity that Binance is still going to collapse. And if that were to be happening, we should really start to be worried, because if Binance collapse, Bitcoin potentially comes down to $15,000 once again here. So, and if we work together in this market, we can basically minimize the pain if Binance is going to collapse here. And how you will be able to do that is to move your funds off Binance, because Binance is holding so much funds here on the market. So yeah, that is also what I'm currently doing. I'm also moving my funds out of Binance, since I am definitely a little bit worried about them. They're the biggest, they've got the biggest market share, they've got the biggest exchange, and potentially they are using customer funds. So yeah, that was it for me in today's update video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.